Should be having that the sides pulled back. Oh, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to What to Discuss. It is your lovely co-host ToJo and my lovely father,
What it do?
NunFlyer.
Fire in the building. How is everyone?
Yes,
How are things?
things are things are amazing, you guys. As you guys can see, I have black hair now.
Changed up on us.
Because it was time to come back to who I am. You know,
I can dig that. Especially
and
since we're talking about getting into a little bit of who you are emotionally. How about that?
yeah. So, in commemoration to this show, I had to dye my hair black. It's Black History Month. So why not go back black in Black History Month?
Hey, there we go. You know what I'm saying? Power to the people.
It's only right.
Power to
Oh
humanity.
my gosh. No, how are you? How are you?
I'm all right, man. I am all right. Pretty much fair. Pretty much fair.
That's good.
So, parental emotional support, huh? What made you
I,
come up with this topic? This is another Tojo original.
um, I was watching a show and okay, I was watching Blackish and seeing how like the two parent home and like how they parents get to like tell they the kids get to their parents like how it is, when in the wrong, when in the right, like or if they're going through something instead of them like pushing the kids off or like, like go in your room or I got something going on, they actually allow them to support them in different ways, which is so beautiful. Like I was watching one episode and I literally cried. Like I'm just like crying because the son was there for the dad, and it was like a teachable moment, but the parents weren't doing the teaching. And I thought that was just so beautiful. I was like, I talked to my parent. Well, I always talk to him, but we do this live thing every week. I need to bring this out and see, what's the views on that.
Okay, so if I'm to get it correct, right? You saying that with both parents in the household, you get two different forms of emotional support as opposed to just
Yes.
one. Are you getting it from two
Yeah.
different angles?
Yeah, and I feel like it's a less stressful environment sometimes. So it's like when it comes to the child being able to support the parent, regardless if it's the dad or the mom, like that is like that open door. Like it's available, it's there. They have that
Okay.
more open communication sometimes.
And being raised basically in a single parent household, you think it's a disadvantage in terms of
Um,
emotional support or emotional outlets?
I feel like depending on the parent, how that person was raised, but like me personally, my mom was always busy, so she didn't have that emotional availability for me.
Right. So I can understand where having another parent that would actually be a help or an asset.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel, and then just coming from just having friends, and seeing that and having that opportunity to have that openness just on like the personal like friend level, but with the parents as well, it's cool. It's
So
pretty
I
cool.
want to go back to what you were saying in terms of the son was teaching the father. That that okay, that happens. Emotional supporting the father though, how does that look?
Okay, so it was one of those things like the dad. I can't remember very vividly, but it was like the dad had. I think it was either invested something or it was something that he was going for that ended up not working out in his favor. And instead of the son, like, being humble, so he's like cracking jokes, cracking down, da da da. He like was like there, like right in the back, it was like, baby, basically like pull a dad move on him, like, everything doesn't work out and da da da. But the good part is you learn that you did it, da da da. And he was like, yeah, thanks, son. And then they just like sit there and it was like, how to make it all subliminal. And, so Yeah, but it was just beautiful to see that because, like I said, I never had that to see that. So just seeing something like that, it was like,
So you weren't emotionally supportive for your mother?
um, it's like, never getting deep. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't feel very emotionally supported. No, I feel like
Okay.
that's what led to like my self harming and me being bullied, me bullying people back, and it's just like a whole different thing because I didn't have the outlet where I can like go home and be like, this is going on in my life. I need advice, or I'm going through this personally. Can you navigate me through this to see if maybe you have a solution? You know, like I just always felt like I had either myself or like a friend or something like that, but rarely that. So that's when it got to the point that it got to. Yeah.
Okay, but uh, in terms of you emotionally supporting her, how did that work out?
So always emotional support with her. I literally was like her backbone my entire life. I'm so emotionally supportive to her. She damn near had a panic attack when I left.
So
That's how
you
emotional support I am.
basically
I
feeling
feel like I am her emotional support.
it wasn't reciprocated then.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Very one sided for sure.
do you think that's possible?
What, that it can be reciprocated or that it can be one
Right.
sided?
So emotions are rather delicate, right? And once you have someone tending to them, they kind of expect for you to tend to them all the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And having your emotions tend to is kind of hard for you to tend to others. So that's
Definitely
why
yourself
I
too.
ask. That's why I ask, is that possible? Like, who counsels the counselor, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nobody. That's why
one
they're the
big, if
counselors.
it's just one
I feel
big.
like everybody like that's why it be this thing not going like check on your strong friends or the strong friends because we're helping everybody else, but who's really leaning? What we leaning on? Shit. That's how we use. That's how it usually is. It's like, and when we go crazy and shut down, then the world's looking at us like,
So you
so
trying? So technically, you telling me that emotional support is like a the food chain. It has to be a top. One person has to be able to support everybody emotionally. Basically, is what you're saying.
not necessarily one person, but it's a collective of people that are the supporters, and there's a collective of people that are the supported. And I feel like there's those people that's in the middle that also keep the balance that do both as well. Because there's definitely people out here that support other people emotionally that support them emotionally as well. So it's a healthy mix. That's what keeps everything flowing. But it's not right the way it is sometimes. I feel like because, like I said, I feel like it hit me the way it did because it's just like it would have been nice. I guess probably would have made different decisions.
Yeah, I can dig that. I guess what I'm saying is in having that, so it would be like a basically like a the father of the situation would be like the absorbent of your emotional reflections. Like he would take it in when you and then who would he give his to?
I don't
Nobody.
know. There was other kids in the household, so maybe then.
So I I get it, but
I
isn't
feel
that
like it just creates a chain of like healthy self understanding and emotional like balancing because I feel like if you have that support, that means you are able to express that and reflect on that and actually be able to know how to process that. But when you don't, then you're just figuring out how you would process situations or things. And who's to say those are always the healthiest ways of doing that?
but um you don't get that through general concern, not necessarily concern, but general like care. You know what I'm saying? Like people around you don't sit there and talk to you or cry with you when those times are needed. Like
It's not necessarily always the same as like when something's happening and someone's coming to you. It's not necessarily always that because that's like a situational thing. I feel like when it's a day to day thing and you can have those like okay, you know how when sometimes parents will have dinner with their kid, they like sit back and ask, "Oh, so how was your day?" Da da da. Things of that nature. I feel like that's a form of emotional support because you're allowing them to express their emotions and process through their day and understand why what was what and why was why. Like you know what I'm saying? In a healthy environment where they feel comfortable. Like I feel like that's a form of that as well. And I feel like kids that don't have that will feel like, oh, I can't talk to nobody, or like no one listens to me, or no one hears me, like things of that nature, because they don't ever have the opportunity to get that out.
Okay, so I dig that. I guess what I'm trying to get to in terms of oh in terms of like it's a two parent household necessary for it.
No, I don't think it's necessary. But like I said, it's based on how that person is raised.
You
Because
you
if
ever
a
take it wrong?
person that is a single parent has those understanding and those tools themselves of communicating and understanding their emotions, then they can teach that to their kids and give that open understanding. But I feel like if they don't and they're there and they can still try, yeah, but it might be they might start a conversation, then their phone ring, they gotta go, or something happened, or you know what I'm saying? It's just always something.
Right. So it's basically more of a okay. So it doesn't necessarily. Okay, I guess what I'm trying to get past is, I guess I always equate emotion with sorrow,
Right.
right? So I guess I got to get past that part.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not always. Yeah, definitely not always agree with that. Because, like I said, it's these very much like I was watching the parent test. It's just high achieving parents that understand that and teach their kids how to operate in the world and understand emotions and speak clearly and have those good open conversations. And then it's the people that are like super hectic and don't have that. Their minds all rattled up and blah blah blah. So they can't teach somebody to talk if they don't know how to, you know what I'm saying, declutter their own minds.
well,
And
I
I feel like
guess
I
that.
had one of those kind of parents.
Oh, see, that's I guess that's kind of crazy because I figured that was like normal household conversations. Like you walk through the door, how was school? You know what I'm saying? What happened?
Walk through the door. Your brother over there, can you get him? Da, 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 da.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
You got homework? I did it in the study block. Okay.
Those questions.
Like,
Those questions
but
are
it's
asked
crazy
generally
because that
after
was
the
the
what
parent
happened to
I
school, how
got.
you doing?
Whereas now, my younger siblings, because you know it's me and my brother, and then we have the middle brother, and then we have another set of young, a boy, a girl, my mom's side. So she's different with them though. Like she's like that with them, and it's like that's nice. You know, must be nice.
I mean, she had
Must
to
be
learn it sometime.
must be
Right?
cool to be y'all. Yeah, I say that all the time. You jealous? I guess call it what you want.
She
Must
had to
be
learn it
damn
sometime,
nice.
though.
I mean, I guess, but why not with me? Shit.
I mean, she was young, man. We were all kids. She was young. She had to grow into
I just
her.
feel like y'all should have been being kids then.
She,
Stop trying to be grown because that's
yeah,
not fair to be.
a lot of that is strictly purely unadulterated inexperience, right? And then especially when having kids when you're a kid, it's a whole lot of selfishness still in you when you're young because you're still a kid. So a lot
Hmm.
of that shit comes later in life just in general because
Yeah,
you were a kid. Um kind of sucks for you, you know, but
yeah,
also
because the new kids get all the good shit. I'm just like, wow, that's nice.
a shining beacon as to what you won't do when you have your own little bundles of joy. See what I'm saying?
One
Like
hundred and ten thousand percent.
it's the type of energy that you're supposed to take a certain way, right? I mean, you could take it one or two ways. If you take the wrong way, and it can end up being bad, but it's all in good.
I feel
It's
like I
all in good
took it the
frequency.
wrong way for like the first half of my life because it was just such a like, why don't you like not? I guess not see me, but like you know, I'm always there for you, but you could cry to me and say anything for me. It's how are you? How are you? But you really never sit back and ask how I am. And I'm the kid, but I'm also carrying everything that you got going on too as well. That's why I say I feel like I wasn't. emotional supporter. I was an emotional supporter, and that's why I feel like even now as an adult, like I'm that person that everybody comes to because it's like that was my role all the time.
See, and
I
and
always
and
call myself the emotional support friend, the emotional support cousin, the emotional support this, the emotional like that's literally the role that I play.
right, and you would like to have somebody in position to emotionally support, so you can,
I mean, I have someone
pour
now.
into it. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So, okay, if you didn't, right, and you were still the emotional support friend, would you like then give up? Like, I mean, I don't understand. Like, it's heavy, but it's a
No,
burden that has
because
been bestowed
I feel
upon you.
like no, because I'm the type of person where like I was definitely put here to guide and to like give that sense of comfort and conversation understanding and to help people understand things because I feel like a lot of things come to me. So like now I wouldn't give up because I've never done that. But when it do get hard and I separate myself from everybody and I have to take those moments when it's like days at a time and I'm just talking to nobody and everybody's like, girl, where was you at? What's going on? Like it's like damn.
Like every time they talk to you, they got something to tell you, as opposed to trying to hear something from you, type of shit.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
See, okay, so for me, um, I don't really know how to play the. Okay, so you can tell me anything. I'll pretty much respond in kind. I don't know, you know, how else to respond other than fairly logically. I'm not a real big emotional kind of dude, right? But I'm not finna sit there and just look at you shit face when you try to tell me something serious. We can try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to a certain amount of empathy or a certain amount of I guess emotional outpour, you probably won't get it if you're looking for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not finna
I'm,
sit
I'm like
there.
one of those people who's like, if I'm having a conversation and I like really feel it, I'm like totally like, yeah, because like you don't understand, like it's really for real, like for real. Like if I'm feeling that, like I'm feeling that, like
Yeah, yeah.
so I let that out. I'm feeling that, so I gotta let you know like how I'm feeling that, like deeply. It's in there. So like that's why I feel like I don't know. It's easy. It's not easy for me to be that person, but it's not like the hardest thing in the world.
So I'm easy to talk to. You know what I mean?
I think I'm scarily easy to talk to though. Like,
I probably can't gauge if you need a hug or not, but
I can gauge.
you know what I'm saying? I'd be like,
I can gauge.
figure this
Like,
shit
oh my
out.
god,
You
she
know what I
needs
mean?
love.
Like,
But no, like, I feel like I have like these like file cabinets in my head, and I'm like, okay, uh huh, uh huh. Next person, uh-huh. Add to that shit, you know? And I just feel like that's how that goes.
so kind of try to process this, right? You know, you were a kid, as I was a kid when I had you, I should say. And as a kid, again, emotions don't play a big part in life. You know, a lot of it is react. You know what I mean? Unless you do something or somebody get hurt, or it's reasons for it. It's more of a, you know, for me it was anyway. I'm not gonna say for everybody. Um, so imagine that, right? And then imagine having been, gone to where another place where emotions really don't play no parts in a lot of shit that happened in there. So, I didn't have a lot of the emotional workout that the average people have that be walking through the streets and have to deal with life the way you have. So even now, right, I'm still kind of trying to find that wave. You
I
know what
think you do a good job, though.
I try.
Like, because when I come to you with anything, and I feel like I need some, like, advice, like, your responses are always helpful. I always feel like I leave the conversation like, okay, I understand something now. Like, I feel better. So that's good.
Well,
It's just not like a, why am I talking to him? Oh my God.
oh, see,
You don't
that's.
make me feel like that.
I always try to not necessarily put myself in situations in terms of emotionally, but I put myself there mentally, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
It kind of helps me figure shit out. You know what I mean?
I feel
Like
that, yeah.
You know, you know, I may not, you know, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of
I
weird.
said, hey, you do good. Whenever
Because,
I come to you with something, I definitely like, okay, all right, this how I'm gonna do this, or the how I'm gonna, all right.
yeah, I just kind of try to put myself in the mental space of, and always try to be as right as possible. You know what I'm saying? As right as possible without, you know.
But what is as right as possible? Like, what is that?
Okay, so I try to walk this path of, you know, I do mine my way. I don't have a problem with you doing yours. And if you are doing yours, I'll try to understand, you doing yours. And if it's something that you doing that I ain't with, then I'm just not gonna fuck with you, right?
Okay,
So, um, and that's kind of like my way. So when I say as right as possible, my right may not be your right. You may still want to go shoot some shit up or some shit, but I mean, hey man, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't advise it. I would definitely not do it because prison for the rest of your life, all that type of shit that happens. But if that's what you got to do, I mean, do your thing. Like I ain't gonna walk away hating nobody. Like I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
that's what I mean is right as possible. My right is
Okay.
right to me. You know what I mean? It may not be right to you, and if it ain't right to you, hey man, at least you got my opinion on it. Something to think about. Shit. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Usually that's what sticks the most, anyways. When you have this conversation, especially when you about to do something, you about to do it, you think about it like,
Yeah. I always try to take it from the side of you never know where a motherfucker coming from. You know what I'm saying? You never know why they feel the way they feel, so you don't discount nothing. And if you can help a
but see,
motherfucker
that's
out,
what I'm saying. Like with parents, I feel like some parents don't have that mindset. That's why they don't allow their kids to emotionally support them. Like, oh, you a kid, you wouldn't understand, or you just like sometimes it's crazy to say, but like because kids are like observers, they do understand a lot more than people lead on to think that they understand, especially when it comes to emotions too. So it's like sometimes when I just see that, it just I don't know, it's kind of sad because it's like, dang, you never know what your kid could done for you. Because I feel like I was that kid for my parents, and I feel like I can honestly say I don't know emotionally without that extra, support and that help. A lot of things would have not been what they are.
yeah. So you know, kids are people too. They little people, but they're people too. So you got to kind of lead with a certain area of respect, even in dealing with kids, right? And I guess it's kind of weird when people tell you respect is not, given, it's earned, and to an extent. But you got to give people, you know, being people,
Everybody should get a certain amount of respect.
right,
Like it's a
right.
it's a natural love order. Like you treat everybody a certain type of way until proven otherwise. That's how I feel. That's how I move personally. Because I feel like that's how you move in love and understand things a lot easier as well. But people will show you if they deserve that. So
Yeah, I believe it's that way too when they're dealing with kids, especially because like as in you ain't gonna tell nobody how you feel. You can't discount how a kid feel, especially
right.
when they're old enough to express whatever the hell they feeling, even if they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? All you can do is help them do so. So I believe that you know it's the
And
type
I
of
feel
kid.
like that's disregarded a lot though. That's like one of the another big things that I wanted to like bring up too because I feel like kids get the age of like 10, 11, 12, about to go into the teen 13s, you know what I mean? Like, and that's when they start experiencing a lot more personally, but not having the courage to express that because it gets discredited because they're just a kid. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. You don't even know that. That's that. You know what I mean? But it's like, how can you say that?
Okay, because to a certain extent, it's kind of true, and that's where I believe being a parent. That's where the guidance come in at because again, you can't just like
But that's
now.
why I say, guide, don't discourage it. Like,
Yeah,
have that conversation. What's bringing this emotion up to you? Why do you know what I mean? What is something that's making you feel like this? Like, put me in your shoes. Help me understand why you think that this is what you think this is. Like,
Right.
so that way, maybe by the end of the conversation, it might not even be, like you said, it might not even be what that is because of the age and whatever the case may be.
Right.
So it's
Right.
like, but I've seen this so many times where instead of it being carried like that, it's just like a more of like a shun thing or like a just going about your business. And it led to, of course, way worse things on the child's behalf because they're gonna go see whatever it is and figure it out on their own because that's what they are pushed to do, which leads to more.
So I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I believe that is true. That also can be true, but I also know that. Okay, so I can say that I never really had, too many people just pull me aside and just tell me nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Um, I've always been an observer and pay attention to the way people feel and all that type of shit. So you know, um, I don't know how I don't know how that works because you not everybody has people that they can talk to. Not everybody has somebody that they can go to and
nice.
have an emotional outlet, right? A lot of people are just bearers of that emotion, right?
Right.
And like I was saying earlier, who do those people go to? Because I generally don't talk to nobody about much shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
They don't until they meet somebody that they can, if that opportunity is ever presented. Because I run into some people that's like, oh my God, I didn't talk like this in so long. I ain't did it. And I'm just like, I wish someone, like, I always feel like I care like anything. Like, I wish somebody could tell me they murdered somebody and be like, all right, plan, execution. There we go. It's done. And just be like, it's in the file.
yeah, I mean,
Look at this in the file. It's in the file. It's in the file. Like, because I just have my mind is trained to just like hear, process, understand, move on.
that's how I believe the general mind is built.
I don't think so though,
you
because
know,
when you really see how people navigate through stuff and how things go, not really.
I mean, a lot of people just get stuck in the processing part, just don't get to the execution part.
Right. That's why I'm like, I
But
mean,
they
I
generally
guess,
work
but
that way,
most their brains don't be doing that. So I was
though.
like, because I don't see that enough.
So let me ask you this. It's a kind of weird question, I guess, but um,
No question
how,
is a
how can you receive emotional support? Like just sit there and listen to people talk and try to get the best advice you can give. Like, is that what that is?
I think it's like I said, different types of forms. Like not like testing people and see if they'll like actually hear you out and reciprocate that, but like bringing the conversation up where people you feel like you could trust and like having that, or like finding somebody that you like, how you have therapists and not like their form of emotional support. Um, like things like that. I feel like it's just having someone that genuinely like check up on you and like receiving that, like being open to it. Like, some people are just mean. Like, you ask somebody how they doing, they got an attitude because you asked them that. Like, you got to be open to. That's why I said living in love. Like the way I live. Like, if anybody asks me any question, like I don't get offended. I try to understand. Like, okay, why is they asking this?
Okay, I'm much of the same way actually, but in that same token, you brought up a word that kind of counts in all this, and that's trust, right? Um, I guess they go hand in hand. You generally ain't gonna be emotionally tied to anybody you don't trust, so I guess
Facts.
it's that. But what if
I
you weren't?
mean, it depends. Because some people are a little too open. Like, people are very just like tell you their whole life story when you don't even know them for real.
Right? But I mean, that's white people are nosy, man. They nosy as shit.
and
That's
but
why
they
they
will
got.
tell you everything.
That's why
Like
they
I
got
literally
professionals and everything. Like they
everything. I
don't
was
know
on the phone
everybody's
at
shit.
work today, and this lady got into her whole life story. Like, yeah, and I gotta take the kids and soccer, and I did this and I did that, and I be doing this on Saturdays. I'm like, I just asked for your birthday. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just need your birthday, ma'am. That's all I need.
yeah,
That's all I need.
they're real. I don't know. I don't want to say they're not honorary, but they feel like they can just walk up on people and do that type of shit and just listen to everybody. Like I said, man, white people nosy, and I guess
But
in order
just walk up and stop your conversation, like, "Hey, how you doing?" Oh no, no, you can keep going. You could keep going. Why are you standing here?
entitlement, they
Like, what
want to
is
know.
going on?
They want to know. Make sure ain't nobody plotting against me.
No, for real. Very nosy. Very, very nosy. I would
Oh
not be
my
surprised.
god,
Mm.
that's hilarious. Hey, but so with the trust thing, especially emotionally, right? Like, um, you don't know you can't trust nobody till you know you can't trust them,
There's no,
right?
and that's where the living in and moving in love comes hand in hand, because you just gotta be willing to take that risk.
Well, yeah,
And
I
then
mean, I
some, and
do.
then but before it gets to the point of like betrayal or like you upset or things are going bad, you gotta really be the type of person that acknowledges the signs and like that understands like when you're being one way and this person's not being that way. Like I said, the emotional support being reciprocated. You know what I mean? Like if it's not reciprocated, then come on now, what's the point? And I feel like I pay attention to a lot of that.
I mean, because
And
okay, so again, I wouldn't know how to literally like. I'm not a big dispenser of emotion, right? So I kind of don't understand how that works in terms of like how you just pull somebody aside and just
it's not really one of those things. It's one of those things like it just happens and it just is shown through different actions and through different like gestures and the way you carry a person and like Mac, y'all brothers, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, y'all not emotional, but in a sense, y'all have emotional support to each other because y'all can come to each other and talk about anything. You know what I mean? Y'all can do business together and be able to have disagreements, but also come to an end where it's like, all right, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's still that level of that there. So it's like it comes in so many different forms. You can't really put it in a box per se, but it's like you gotta be able to understand those signs when it's reciprocated or when it's not, because then that could just turn into like a super toxic situation where the person could feel very like just used and spread thin and just like they don't have nothing because they don't have no emotional anything for themselves, which is very important.
I can dig that the ebb and flow of it in those terms, but I also believe that it always culminates into more of a one gives and one takes in terms of
Yeah,
relationships, like a yin and yang kind of thing.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
or at the very least, it's a seldomly traveled two-way street, right? Not like you can't do it, but you very rarely do type of thing.
Right. Or if you do, it's like knowing that it's gonna be benefit you in some type of way right back immediately. So it's like I guess I could do this because I'm still going anyway, so I can do that. I don't matter. Like we like I don't know. I'm not one of those people, so I don't know.
Like
Like like
I do have a couple key people in my life that I drop shit on when I need to. Again, it'd be very seldom because I gotta push myself to where, or it has to happen to the extent to where I
but
have to
can those
let shit
people
go.
all come to you and do the exact same thing?
Of course, but I mean anybody can with me because again
It's
I'm
reciprocated then. That's what
fact.
I'm saying. It's not a one way street.
Yeah, but I mean for me it's not a thing because I mean with those people, yeah, but with anybody else, man, you give, I give in terms of if you got something to tell me or you got something to get off your chest and you feel you can talk to me about it, and I'm gonna take that shit in and shoot that shit back to you the best way to help you out your situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I you know, I was the only real emotion would be out of genuine care that you're, first of all, entrusting me with the shit, which is pretty dope. And the fact that you're a fucking human being, man, you may generally need some help out of some shit. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
everybody always try to act like, oh, I got it, I'm good, I don't need. It's okay to cry, buddy.
I mean, if you got to.
Even if you too happy, it's okay to cry.
Oh, happy tears are, or you can't really stop those.
Or if you even if you get real sad, it's okay to
Like you
cry.
can't stop happy tears
Or
at all.
if
Like
you
you
get
can
mad,
fight
it's
back
okay to
sad
cry.
tears.
I'm
Like
the
you
type
can.
of person that like when I'm real mad, I will cry. So like I'm gonna just really install like in my kids like, if you feel like crying, let it out, but don't like ugly cry. But just get to let your tears fall and like
Good luck with that.
do
All
your
kids,
thing if that's what your thing is. Like
all kids ugly cry. So you gotta have fun trying to get that not to happen.
I'm saying like in general throughout life too, because boys be taught to be like, nigga, what's wrong? Nigga, nothing, nigga. I got some dust in my eye, nigga. Ain't nothing wrong, nigga. I got dust in my eye, nigga. It's
Not that
just
nigga
some
Trey.
dust, nigga. It's just some dust, nigga.
Not your that brother. That nigga Trey will cry about everything. That nigga cry about cartoons. That nigga cry about
I love
sad
that.
TikTok videos. That nigga cry about whatever. That nigga will just let it go.
I
You know,
love that.
the
Never
dude's
change, King. Never change.
the dude's rather empathetic, rather sensitive cat.
I
Uh,
love that. It's
which is
important because that's very important to understanding your emotions.
no, yeah, because I mean it's dope because he's also a happy kid, so it's not like what I'm saying. It's
He's just not no cry baby.
I mean yeah, kind of.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. We got dissociate emotions with being a crybaby because crybaby just cry over nothing. When you're emotional, it's a reason behind that feeling. It's a reason behind that. Even if it's little or big, it's still a reason behind why you had to let that thing fall, man. Like I be watching stuff. I just like I don't even know these people, but fuck it.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so see, to me, that would be crying for nothing right now. Look,
That's not the, you're
I don't think
feeling
I
it.
don't
Like
think
that's
people,
something you feel it. What do
I
you
don't think
mean?
anyone cries for nothing. Like for some reason, their feelings are hurt. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to always cry. It should not always be associated
But
with
see,
your
that's
feelings
my
there.
part. Well, what do you mean? Yeah, unless they're happy tears. Other than that,
I
you cry
mean, but that's what
like
I'm
you
saying.
did
Like
some type
it
of
could
wrong.
be like, okay, you watching something like for me, for instance, I like to watch America's Got Talent, nigga. When they be hitting them golden buzzers, like I just get so excited and so happy, and I be crying like, yes, like yes,
But you
like
know
I
why that
know the
is
people.
though?
Like this is my sister. Like life is great. I'm about to go to Vegas too. Like everything is good. Like I be crying with them because it's like it's just beautiful. You just gotta let it out. Like
So
it's beautiful. Like it's a
you
beautiful thing.
I
Or if you see
believe
something super sad, like you cry. Like
I
damn,
believe
it's
your
fucked up.
emotional cup runneth over, right?
That's
I believe
nothing
that
wrong with
because
that
no, it's not at
because
all. I'm just saying the reason why you do is because you haven't like you didn't like you're saying you didn't really have nobody to talk to till you got older, like you had friends and shit, but moms and it wasn't there. So now anytime your emotions get to that tipping
they
point,
gonna come.
instead of the pour stopping, the
They
motherfuckers
gonna flow,
kick in.
baby. They gonna flow every time. Don't get too deep in the conversation with me because I'm gonna cry.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I understand why that happens, and that's generally
Yeah,
how my mind works. You know what I'm saying? That's generally how my mind works. You know
yeah.
what I mean? That's why.
I just feel like you just gotta cry. You just gotta cry. Like you just gotta let it out. Whenever, no matter where you is, you just gotta let it out.
Yeah, I'm an old school dude. I hardly ever cry about
You
anything.
need to let that. You need to let that. I feel like when you like really cry, like that cry be hard. Like it
No,
be
so listen
hard.
though, it comes in waves. I'm not gonna say I ever hardly ever cry. Like I'm talking about like outlandishly cry. Like I'll have moments for sure. Like every blue moon,
Like I said,
should just come from anywhere. It could be a song, it could be a thought, especially about my sister. That should come. You know what I'm saying? But be a fucking moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean it happened a while. For a while. But yeah, that should have happened though. Fucking every blue moon that should come out. But
yeah, no, I cried like I
all the
think
time.
last time I cried was just recently when I was watching Blackish. That day when I told you about the When I was texting you about the topic of today's show, I was in tears. I think it's really important that like families like support each other, like parents and kids. Like, yeah, very much crying, very much in tears. That was what it was for sure.
And nah, I don't be nothing like that. Like it just be like I said, primarily shit. When I be thinking about my sister, certain songs and shit, kind of fuck me up.
Like I
And
said, like it's a tie to like a certain type of emotion. Mine is just tied to like any
all the
emotion.
emotions, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like nigga, I'm too mad. I'm the type of person like if I'm first year doing the test, like I will cry and then have to like reset myself. Like okay, nigga, come back. Like anything. Like when I be okay, for instance, his little sister, she hid in her closet with it and scared us. I was like laughing so hard that I cried. Like it was one of those. Like
So that I
fucking
do all the time, primarily when I'm fucking
like
with my uncles. Every time I leave them dudes,
it was
my
like a
face
funny
be
little
hurt.
moment.
I be having little tear stains because I can't wipe them all. Like them dudes be having me dying. But like every time I hang out with the niggas, man, my whole face be hurt for like 2 days. Should be
That's what
hilarious.
I'm saying. Like
Niggas are
I just
burnt out.
yeah,
Dudes are burnt out.
just
So
cry.
I
Just
do that
cry.
all the time though. And them tears
No,
right
I
there.
was
I be
scared, but I
with
was
them all the time.
see this cry was a fear and a like a wild cry, like a fear. I'm scared and like wow, I get me like wow, like how you
Scared
do
the
that,
tears
like
out you.
wow. Like it was like embarrassment tears a little bit, like how you gonna
Scared
make
the
me
tears
like
out
that.
you.
But it's
Yeah.
also like I'm very terrified right now. This is crazy. How is this happening? Like it was one of those kind of tears. Like I don't know.
Scared you into a whole crying fit. That's hilarious.
It was crazy. Like and then once I settled in, like I'm laughing, but tears are still flowing down my face. Like, like it, I was so scared. Like I was terrified.
Heart
That was
beating
that
all
was that
fast, you
was.
crying, don't know what you're crying
I
about.
got to know what to do. That's hands down.
Hilarious.
One thing I'm gonna do is cry.
I believe that laughter is the shit. Laughter is the greatest shit ever, or at least
Like so.
top
I feel
five,
like my boyfriend think I'm a crybaby too, cause he just
top
looked over here
five
like
things ever. So yeah, yeah, laughter. I think I cry so much
I
laughing I
cry
hardly
about everything.
think about anything else because yeah, my niggas is funny. Um,
I don't be trying to cry about everything. It just happens.
yeah, I know. 'Cause I already told you why. I already told you why. Your emotional cup is
I'm
running.
trying to do this. I just be chilling, and then like the tears just start flowing. And I'm like, I
That's
get
crazy.
this little feeling in my nose. It just feels like tears.
So, okay, do you think that type of stuff could be helped through therapy? Like, if you just had somebody just run whatever off, even if they ain't got no opinion about it, you think that'll help?
No, I'm just very emotional. I'm very, very emotionally aware. Like, I could cry and tell you exactly why I'm crying. Sometimes I don't know
That's
because it's like a
why.
very overwhelming feeling. Like, if I'm overwhelmed, I'm gonna cry.
I could cry.
Like if it's just too much, I'm gonna cry. Like if it's too much going on, it's like I just can't right now. Like that's some type of person like that. Like I just can't. I just can't right now. Like I'm one of those. So it's like, yeah.
So, are you the type of person that'll beat somebody up and then cry afterwards, or cry while you're doing it?
It depends on what's the problem. Like if I really cared about you and you making me do this to you, I'm gonna cry while I'm doing that because like why I gotta do like that. But afterwards, I did not have to do her like that
That's
for
what
real.
you gonna cry after
Because
every fight.
I don't like that people get me that upset. Like, okay, for instance, okay, so like I said, me and my mom, like we haven't always had the best like relationship or whatever. So once I turned 21, I started giving her the business. Like I'm talking about, and with the words though, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right,
girl, I'm gonna say how I feel. 'Cause this is how
right.
I
Because
feel.
you're
I'm
grown now.
grown. Yeah, for real. But here's the catch with me though. As soon as we got off the phone from a screaming match, I'm in tears. Like I don't know why she made me talk to her like that. Like she's my mom. Like I don't want to talk to my mom like that. Like, this is my mom. Like I be hurt because like I don't want to do that. Like I don't like that. So I just be sad because like why do you make me do that to you? Like why?
So
But I
I
could cry
mean,
right now thinking about it.
I guess that's healthy. You getting it off your chest, but I mean, if it make you
I don't
feel
want to do
bad,
that
why?
to him. So mean.
So I guess that's kind of crazy. So you get it off your chest once, and then the crying is like the post game. Get it off your chest. You get it off your chest twice.
I guess. I mean, like I said, in the moment it be so like, grr. But I won't cry to her ass. But I'm gonna go off when she goes phone. I'm gonna like, I'm gonna let it out. I feel so bad afterwards. Even if it's like over text or anything, I just get really emotional because it's not nice.
That's dope, though. That's dope that your empathy runs so deep. You know.
Is it though?
Yeah, I wouldn't have no
Yes.
country because you wouldn't be able to bomb everybody without crying. But it's dope.
I
You know.
mean, I feel like it's not like for like strangers and stuff like that. Like, if you definitely deserve it, I'm gonna let that happen. But it's like a level of respect thing. I feel like
But
it's
it
supposed to be
is
like,
for strangers. You cry for shows and everything.
yeah, because I actually feel stuff. Like, I feel stuff. Like when I see something, like, and if I'm watching something,
Bruh,
like, and they're like going through something, like, I feel that.
I can dig that. That's what I said.
Like
It's dope that you're so
I watched this
empathetic.
one time where this lady got punched in the nose real fast and her shit broke. And I swear my nose was broke too. That shit hurt so bad. Like it just the way it got hit, like I felt that too. Like I know it was. Like so it's like I be feeling it. Like I really feel. And I be feeling it. So it's one of those, like, I don't know. I don't know. I just hope I don't have kids like this because this is a lot of emotion.
It's
And
not
that's
like
gonna
I
be a
said.
lot of
You
emotion
know,
on top of emotion.
that type of energy is definitely in the genes because the boy is like that. Uh, yeah, I got to come from somewhere, and that's crazy because I am so not like that at all.
Bruh, like, why are you not like that? You gotta feel it. Like, I know for a
No, I
fact for
do.
my
I really
wedding,
do. Like
I'm
I
gonna
try
have
to
to have
feel.
waterproof makeup,
I try to feel,
everything, the
everything.
whole
I try to
day.
take it all in, but how it comes out is altogether different. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel you for sure, but I may not cry with you though. You know what I'm saying? I may
I
have a
feel like
drink with you.
but I feel like my
Yeah.
feelings be so deep. I can make you cry too. It's enough for you to feel too.
I believe that too, like a
Like the
Care Bear
feeling is
stare.
so heavy. I'd be like, Dad.
Like you
And
just
you be like,
infect people
man,
with
come
it.
on, man, come on. And you'll be crying too. The feelings, man, they be feeling.
I can dig it. Like
They be feeling.
concentrated love. You penetrate. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. That's what it does.
That is hilarious. I don't know, man. We'll see.
It's like that song, you know. If more people join in, the song will get better, and everybody just start randomly singing with them.
Yeah.
Feel it,
See, I can see that chain reaction happening in
or the slow
first,
clap. You feel it, like everybody just be feeling it, and everybody just be.
or they just jump in because they ain't got nothing better to do. They
I
got
don't know if that's the case
they
because
don't
I've
want
been
to be the
starting a
odd
few
person
slow
out.
claps.
You know what I'm
And I
saying?
don't think that's why they jumped into my slow clap.
You
I
don't
think they
think
jumped
so?
into my slow clap because they felt that slow clap. That
I mean,
emotional connection behind the clap, they felt it.
it's also a world where they was just clapping because everybody else was clapping. They didn't want to be the only ones not
I
clapping.
don't think that's what happened with me. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's it.
I don't think that's what happened to you either. I'm just saying it could have.
Maybe with like other slow claps. Look, maybe with all the other ones, but not mine.
Nah, I personally haven't been able to had the opportunity to jump into a nice slow clap, so I don't know how that would go. You know,
It's
uh,
like you
I
gotta
haven't
catch
had a
the
slow
moment.
clapping kind of moment. Like I haven't
Like
heard
you just
that
gotta
beat.
like.
You know what I'm saying? I
And
think I'm
then
gonna
when it's
start
that
one.
one that one quiet second, you have it's just like it's 1 second. You have to catch it. It's 1 second, and it's just that, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I know that's right.
I'm gonna
Yeah, yeah,
start
yeah."
one. I'm gonna say something hella epic, and I'm gonna start me a slow clap moment, and that's how I'm gonna be a part of one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could go like that.
That's
It
how
could go
that's
like
going.
that, or like a teachable moment in front of a big crowd.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be real
Yeah.
epic. Everybody's gonna be like, "Woo!" It's gonna start off slow, and everybody gonna stand up and throw stuff at the stage, like
Wow,
flowers and
it's
stuff.
gonna be
Yeah,
wild
it's gonna
like
be
that.
fucking epic. It's gonna be great. People gonna be
Wow.
like, I'm gonna be heralded after the
So
show.
you gotta have a slow clap. You gotta have like the slow clap of slow claps.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be like like everybody's gonna like want to shake my hand and like carry me off like a big old joint, pass
Oh,
me
this
around.
guy. He's this
Yeah,
guy.
it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of the most emotional outpouring I've ever done in my life. And after I do it, it's gonna be reciprocated with the slow clap, the
That's what's
epic slow
nice.
clap though. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? That's how that's gonna go.
Maybe when you accept your award for your shows.
Social awesomeness. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah, boy. I want the gold social awesomeness award because I think I deserve that too.
that would be nice.
Right? You know what I'm saying? I am socially awesome. I think they should make an award for me. See if we can get that on the docket. Everybody, write your councilman, your alderman, and everybody get that on the
Hey,
docket for
put
your
your
boy.
vote in for who
Yeah.
you think is the most
Socially
socially
awesome.
awesomeness.
You know what I mean? Then when I get that award, give my speech, slow clap ensues.
I'll start it for you
Bam!
because I'm the golden slow clap star, so I get it jumping. Because everybody, I have a very strong clap, so
And
it's
then
just
with the
gonna
emotion behind it, everybody ain't go
and it's gonna
help
feel
with
it. Like
me.
if you don't clap, like why wouldn't you clap? What's wrong with you?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We gonna set that off. Set it off
Sounds like a thing.
in the middle of a McDonald's.
That could work. Or like a restaurant. I got a speech, everybody. Listen, you know.
I think I can do that.
And then after I do that slow clap, yeah. Or just tell everybody it's your birthday and make everybody clap.
Oh well, that's the easy way out though. Can't get epic with your birthday. You gotta get
When I
unless
start
I give
clapping,
an
you gotta
epic
clap.
birthday
It's his birthday.
speech.
He loves that. He loves that. Let's go. He loves to be cheered on. Everybody, come on, let's do this.
That would just be whack.
But you wouldn't know. Like
Where
you would think
no
it's a genuine, like
the
a
energy?
genuine
Oh,
clapathon. Like you would
oh
think that's
man,
all for you. Like
the energy I'm
you
looking
think
for
like
ain't gonna
that's
be
what
there.
it is. Like this show, they praising you because you said that good shit. Like you wouldn't know that, but
I
they
don't,
would know that.
I don't think y'all would be emotionally supportive at that point.
Ah,
That's why
but
that
isn't
that
that
works so
emotionally
better.
supporting you?
Nah, man, that's telling the people to just get behind me because y'all want them to be. I want y'all to get behind me
America,
because y'all feel my
look,
energy, my
America.
speech. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
feel
yeah,
that.
man, we done pretty much came to our hour, B. You know what I'm saying? We in the building with that.
See, I be
So
coming with the
wake
topics. You
up.
know what I'm saying?
So
They be
wake up.
like
And
doing
to
the
end
thing or
it,
whatever.
to put a cap on it, parents need to be more emotionally open and supportive to their kids, and kids also to the parents, man. You know,
Allowed. It's not even that because I feel like the kids be trying. Everybody just needs to have a more open mind and open heart to receiving, that feedback from the people that you love instead of thinking it's always attack. Sometimes it's coming from a place of concern and love.
for sure. Well, that's been another episode of More to Discuss. God damn it, we got emotionally into it a little
We
bit.
definitely did.
uh,
You guys learned a lot about me and my emotions tonight.
and a little bit about me and mine. You know what I mean? So, like, share, subscribe. Emotionally, though, for
And
sure.
make sure you put that emotion behind it where you subscribe
Yeah, man, care about
so we
us
can
when you
feel
subscribe.
that.
You know what I'm saying? You in the comments, man, care about us. So we care
Thank you.
about you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for joining us. Hit everybody, NunFlyyer on all the socials, the Tojo or the Tojo on all of hers.
You already know.
Yeah,
Follow me, I follow back.
you know what I mean? All day.
Peace.
Peace.